Don't mind the game footage in the background. This is just something I've been seeing take over the internet for a very long time. And it's so freaking annoying because, once again, it's one of those cases where people are using words and don't know what they mean. It's also people misusing words in an attempt to insult people who don't agree with them. And that's what I want to talk about today. Discussion time.
Oh, here we go.
So there was an announcement trailer made for the Witcher 4 game, and I know there are a lot of fans of the franchise. I'll be open and honest in saying that I'm not a hardcore fan of The Witcher. I don't even want to consider myself a fan of The Witcher. I had the Witcher 3 game for the longest while, and what really made me interested in it was after I saw the Witcher show with Henry Cavill. I thought he did a really great job bringing the character to life, and then I played through the Witcher 3 game, but I didn't finish it. As a matter of fact, even though I had owned the game for the longest while, the show made me interested in actually trying the game. Not that I wasn't before, but I was already sitting on a bunch of other games I had been planning to try anyway. There's so many other games that I was playing at the time, and so I decided to put it down for my collection so I can finish it off. Some of the other games I had started, I was already playing through those. Mass Effect was one of those I've actually recently gotten back into so I could just play it through. I know it's been a long time. I've always wanted to do that. Anyway, the main point that you have to know is that I don't know every single thing there is to know about the lore of The Witcher or the universe. What's clear to me is that his story, Geralt of Rivia, basically ended with a trilogy. For everything I learned about him, because I was interested in his character, still accepting that I don't know every single thing there is to know about him, just like Godzilla, for which I still consider myself a new fan, even though I know considerably more about Godzilla than I do Geralt of Rivia. I know that he is the face of The Witcher. I know that his adopted daughter Ciri plays major roles in the story as well, and she's a key figure in his story, but the main franchise itself is from the perspective of Geralt. I don't think anybody can disagree with that because that's a fact. I mentioned in that video, which you should go watch because people started commenting before they even watched the video. Like, the video was literally posted a minute ago, and it's a 15-minute video. They post the comment as soon as they saw the video drop, and they just looked at the title and thumbnail like, yep, I'm gonna comment. Newsflash, if you're gonna respond to someone, at least have the intellect to wait and see what they have to say in totality before you make a response. Because chances are you would have missed something that they said which answers your very question or your issue. Anyway, I already knew that people were gonna disagree with me because after I made the video, I recognized that most people were excited for the game, and that's completely fine. Even before that, I realized, okay, well, most people like this game. This is how I feel. The whole point of why I made that video is because, based on my opinion and my preferences in gaming, I was very tired of seeing female-led characters replacing male-led characters, or female-led characters being misrepresented by how insufferable and shallow they've made them. The older games and older movies and TV did not do this. Even if they were two-dimensional like the male characters, they were still charismatic like the male characters and likable. Before everyone loses their mind, yes, I understand and I know completely that there is a great setup for Ciri to take over. I personally like the Witcher franchise for Geralt, not for Ciri. I don't mind her as a character, but it's not like she's my favorite thing in the world, and I don't know why that's personally upsetting to some people. As a woman myself, I like playing as male characters, and I find that a lot of the new story-oriented games, if they're not romance, which I don't mind, obviously if I'm playing in a romance game, I want to play as a female character, but they always have these ugly-looking or non-desirable characters that are not likable or are cosplaying or caricatures of the male characters that have been established in the franchise.
He's not worth it. I'm wasting my time, aren't I?
Can you please claim him? I don't need another hunter swooping in.
Jesus Christ.
I see them do this with movies and TV, and for me personally, it's just something that I find very annoying and tiring and old. For me personally, it's annoying because it feels like it lacks creativity. And even if, in The Witcher's case, that's not necessarily what's going on because it's so inundated in the entertainment industry, I'm just personally tired whenever I see something like that, even if it makes sense for the story, which I'm gonna still die on that hill and say that I don't think Ciri requires the entire franchise when Geralt of Rivia has been the face of it all this time. That's just my opinion. Yes, put the man out to pasture by all means, but were there no other characters separate from his whole storyline that people could have explored with? As fans have said, it would be interesting if they could have a character creation, which I would have been more okay with because then I would have made a female and male character. But Ciri as a character is just not as interesting to me to warrant playing a whole game from her perspective. Shoot me. Wow, fuck, that's my opinion. And people are at liberty to disagree, but the vehemence with which people got so upset as though Ciri was their wife in real life is just crazy to me. Like, there are a lot of people that just disagreed and said why. Again, and I have to reiterate this because I think people are skipping over the video. I didn't say the game was going to be ass. I didn't know anything about the game. I said there's a chance it might be a good game, but this is personally why I don't want to play it and why it looks uninteresting to me. I didn't say that it was lore breaking that Ciri was taking over from Geralt. I said that I believe, and I wouldn't put it past the studio having lore-breaking situations to have her character take over the franchise. I even said I could be wrong because I didn't know what those would be or what those were if they even did have them. But the fact that she doesn't even look as powerful as she was in the previous game made me believe there was something to that. And I even left it open several times in the video that I could be wrong about that. So the lore comment that I made had nothing to do with the fact that Ciri was taking over from Geralt. Yes, it makes sense that, you know, for the realm of that universe, especially like giving the endings and stuff. So yeah, we agree on that. Yes, her taking over makes sense. We agree. And I think that was possibly a miscommunication on my part. So if that was the case, I apologize. And we were having talks back and forth, and I even agreed with people who disagreed with me, which was mostly most people. And for those who were saying that they were in the minority because they disagreed with me, no, you're actually in the majority. I'm in the minority because I believe most people were excited about The Witcher 4. In flow the grifting comments though. And it's not the first time I've gotten comments about grifting. And I'm sure every other YouTuber has gotten these comments. It's not new, it comes with the platform. But it is so interesting that the grifting accusations only come out, not when someone is actively grifting, like actually grifting. Sometimes that happens, yes. But most times you will see someone get called a grifter is when they upset someone who didn't agree, you know, with them. Like if they upset someone who just finds what they said just so, oh, you didn't agree with me. And this comment that I'm going to show you next, right here, is one of the examples. So here's the comment. I already replied to this person, but I also wanted to showcase this because this kind of mindset is called an echo chamber. I don't know how talking about an announcement trailer for a game and explaining why I, as a female, am tired of seeing hand-me-down female characters, even if it makes sense to the story, like the Indiana Jones movie with Phoebe Waller, whatever her name was, and the fact that a trailer looks unappealing to me automatically turns into this political left or right take. The person says, before I used to like your channel because you used to have the middle ground opinion, never choosing a right or left take. Whatever the fuck that means. But lately, I do feel like you're becoming a grifter.
Like, are y'all okay? Or
I don't know how this turned into choosing a side, because as far as I know, my take on the game trailer is so in the minority that almost everybody universally disagrees with me. So I don't see how that can be a right or left issue when right and left people are disagreeing with me universally. I never said anything about woke in that video at all. I never said anything about Ciri being a girl boss, which technically, if you want to look into the realms of the definition, she kind of really is in the gaming world, even though she seems to be nerfed in that trailer. That wasn't the point of my video. But the next sentence is what really gets me, because this is the crux of the issue. The person then says, how anyone can watch that trailer and not be interested must be brain dead insane. So let me get this straight, because I didn't find the trailer interesting. That means I'm brain dead insane. Because I criticized the way her face model looked, I don't give a fuck how old she is. Her character looks rough and weird. I'm not taking it back. Could just be the way it's shot in certain instances with the warping. I don't know. But the fact that I didn't agree with you automatically means that I am becoming a grifter because I somehow chose a side because I didn't like a video game trailer or I wasn't interested in it? Could y'all probably understand why I can't stand people? Why I'd rather hang out with animals rather than human beings? This is even wilder. The person goes on to end the comment with such irony that it makes me honestly speechless, because they say, there's no in-between anymore. It's sad.
damn.
I don't really understand where this meltdown came from and why so many people on the internet, whenever they meet someone who disagrees with them, automatically calls them a grifter and use that word so flippantly when they don't even understand what the word means. If I was really a grifter, and I will give you the definition soon, don't worry, because I think people need a refresher for what that actually is, I wouldn't have even bothered making that video. Or I would have made a video hyping it up or doing some kind of theory video or whatever in favor of the Witcher 4 game, because the majority of the community likes the trailer. Obviously, the way YouTube works is as soon as they see something they don't like, they're gonna click off the video. So I'm probably not gonna make any views on this video because people automatically see my title and thumbnail and they click in just to leave a comment saying that they don't agree without actually looking at the video, and then they'll just leave. They'll think that what I'm saying is stupid, which is fine. But then why are they gonna continue to watch the video when they've already written me off? I would hope that people would stay around to get my perspective, but they're not obligated to do that. And if I'm saying something that they don't vibe with, they're gonna click off. I've done the same thing too. I've been recently looking up like Path of Exile 2 tutorial videos on how to like build certain like lightning and cold builds for the monk. And there are some people that just start yapping and it's just like, okay, maybe you have a good tutorial, but the first freaking 5 seconds is just this long ass thing that turns into a minute of logo, and I'm not interested. I click off. I didn't even leave a comment, I just click off, right? So people are gonna click off when they see something that's like, I don't like this, or it's not my thing, it's not my shtick, I don't wanna watch this, which is gonna make the video get downgraded in the algorithm and not as searchable because people aren't watching it straight through. If I really wanted to grift, I would do the complete opposite of what I did in that video. Now on to the definition of grift, or particularly grifter. A con artist, someone who swindles people out of money through fraud. Cambridge Dictionary. Someone who gets money dishonestly by tricking people. So by that definition, if you were getting conned out of your money and I came up to you and told you, I'm gonna give you a product as I advertised it, and you give me money and then I leave and you never hear from me again, you can't even reach me, and you find out that what was in the box is actually a rock or some kind of fleshlight when you wanted a freaking console, that is grifting. If I sell you a Ponzi scheme, that is grifting. What grifting is not is someone making a video that you don't have to click on or buy anything from, that is merely stating their opinion on something that you don't agree with, and that makes you upset because the person doesn't agree with you or shucks and jives the way you wanted them to. You see, this, you see this happen like all the time with review movies or people who do reviews on movies and stuff. And even when I used to do that, everybody would get upset the minute you have anything negative to say about something. Some people are saying the grift is obvious, but I don't understand what the grift is supposed to be if I'm doing what I have always done on this channel, which is talk about things that I want to talk about, give my honest opinion on things, and be completely honest about it. Whenever I like something, people don't have a problem with it, what some people do. But the worst I've ever had was when I hyped up something that I made the videos out, the Castlevania Nocturne. More people than not hated Castlevania Nocturne. I absolutely loved it. Another season's coming out, by the way. I can't wait. Oh my god. I loved it so much. I went over and watched it. Like, I just, ooh. In that particular part, I don't want to spoil too much, but damn. And people were teasing me and saying that I was weird, but most of the people were saying that they didn't like it and disagreeing with me on that it was like anime. Even though there are very clear scenes that clearly took inspiration from anime scenes. I even showed those scenes in the video itself. Whole moves that they did that copied anime fight scenes. Fuck off. Oh my god. Okay, I'm sorry. I know. Real quick, off-railing the video, but let me just show you. And see, this video didn't even get any views. It got dick because everyone was hating on it, as a matter of fact. The grift was them hating on it. I legitimately liked it. I really, really liked it. So yes, call me crazy. When I saw all those people talking about it, I could have easily have been like, you know what, I'm gonna hate on it too, just pretend that I hate on it, which is stupid because why would you do that? You actually like something, you wanna see more of this, so you're gonna hate on it? That doesn't make any sense. And anyway, so you see here, it says Castlevania Nocturne is basically anime. Okay, here is a section in the video where I talk about, well, I'll just let you guys see it. Yo, whoever shot the scene, they watch anime. Look at the hair in the face, the way that the colors, whoever freaking made Castlevania Nocturne or what worked on it, they are freaking a fan of anime. I can tell. Most of what I've seen, from the fight stuff to like the way the fights are, I guess, drawn or whatever. Do they even draw anymore? Like, I'm sure they're using some kind of 3D mixed with 2D, but the way the camera angles, the way the fights are orchestrated, angles like this when he's crying, like look at how the character is animated. You know how many anime I've seen with exactly this same framing of the person with the hair over their eyes? All right, Jesus, fuck. another part where my boy Richter gets his powers. And I also compare that to anime as well. So people saying, oh, it's not like anime at all. It is. Watch. I know. I'll get back on track. I promise. Too much. Oh, come on. Bro, this is freaking anime, bro. This is freaking anime. Like, come on. Like, do you see what I'm talking about? Dude, oh my god, the chills. I was screaming. Then there are sections throughout it too where they make other moves, where he powers up, and you can see here, I mean, the whole thing plays just like that, even with them running, like the way they're running. Do it, do the anime thing, do it. Oh my god. Oh, come on, let's go. Anyway, enough with the cringy fangirling, but that was the video that I made. I showed side-by-side examples of things that they've done in anime, so you lost that argument. I'm sorry, those of you who would be like, oh, it's not like anime at all. What are you doing? Anyway, back on track.
Oh, thank God.
So when it comes to me positively hyping something up or liking it, people will happily come out of the woodwork to disagree with me on that too, but they will never ever call me a grifter for positively lifting up something. However, when I don't agree with something, automatically, you're a grifter. Automatically, even though the games have nothing to do with Republican or Democrat politics, all of a sudden, that is now part of the conversation when that was never mentioned. And this has nothing to do with that, with a freaking Witcher video. How does disliking a trailer, again, and me as a woman saying that I don't like the way women are being represented or forced in media, equate to me being right or left politically? I mean, seriously, what the fuck is even that take? What's really sad and insane is that these are grown-ass people, a lot of them, that are making these comments. And I know why they do it. They do it so they can feel good about themselves. They try to do it as a means to scold you and tell you to get back in line. That's why people call others names. You know, they like the lecturing, calling them names like, oh, how dare you, why you're disappointing me, or that condescending manner that they always display. They'll say things like, you used to do this and I like when you did this and I don't like that you do this now. Or, oh my god, your channel is actually different because you're not making every single video about Godzilla anymore, because I know, shocking, there are other things that you like talking about. Grifter. You're not doing and acting the way I want you to act and liking the things I want you to like. You're right wing. I mean, it's getting to the point now where it's just so overplayed and nauseatingly predictable that it's so freaking cringe. That's not even a right word for it. I can't even find a word right now to display how disgustingly stupid it is. These are the same people who will be the loudest on the internet, by the way, about how other people are in an echo chamber and are snowflakes who cannot stand people that don't have the same opinion as them. Yet they'll come on here on people's channels and make comments like this. You're not allowed to say your opinion anymore unless it's the right opinion. You're not allowed to disagree with the mainstream or majority, or else there's something wrong with you, or you're brain dead insane because you did not like a trailer that didn't even show gameplay, by the way. My brother and Odin, it was just an announcement trailer, but no. Oh, because you didn't like it and I liked it, something is definitely wrong with you because you didn't like exactly what I liked when I expected you to like it, just like me. How are you any different from those crazy people in those studios that claim they don't want to be around certain demographics because they want people around them that think just like them?
Who is your team? Validate has a team of mostly all people of color. We have no white people on our team. I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment. And I know the best way for an environment to be safe is to be around people who are just like me.
That makes you a bigot. And that's me using the word correctly, because a bigot is defined as, don't worry, I'll get you the definition, I got you. A bigot is a person who is obstinately or unreasonably attached to a belief, opinion, or faction, especially one who is prejudiced against or antagonistic toward a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular group. A simpler definition from the Merriam Dictionary is a person who is obstinately or intolerantly devoted to his or her own opinions and prejudices. That is the actual use of the word bigot, or how you use it correctly. These kinds of people will be happy when, you know, they dislike a game and I say I dislike a game as well, or I dislike the way something is being marketed. We talk about it all the time now because honestly, it's very prevalent in the industry and it's something that people want change on. And let's be honest, it's sometimes to make fun of it because it's ridiculous. That's mainly what my channel is about. I do care about this stuff, that's why I talk about it, but sometimes all you can do is freaking laugh because some of the stuff is so freaking ridiculous. Like the Dustborn situation. That was hilarious to me. They'll be happy when I shuck and jive and do that. But dare I say something negative about a franchise that they like, or I criticize a franchise that they like when I did it with the Dune movie, which I was doing in jest, by the way, and I even said I liked the movies, and people got so upset because I was just merely making fun of it. Like I did with every other movie, all the dumb movie Mondays and movies that I like, and Land Before Time, all the franchises that I like, my whole thing was making fun of stuff. I like making fun of stuff because it's silly. Even though I'm a big fan of Jurassic Park, the franchise, people got upset with me because I heavily criticized the last movies, even though there were aspects of the movies that I did say that I liked. But I did say it was a problem because the earlier 3 movies did these things better. All of a sudden, oh, you're not a real fan. With the Godzilla community, when I was making theory videos, just having fun with it and making all these what if videos because I was genuinely interested in the universe, and I always have these crazy questions and scenarios in my head, so I figured other people would as well, and that's why we got the whole you ask me answer thing. And other people did have those questions because they would ask the same kind of questions I would ask. All of a sudden, I'm not a real fan because the questions I was asking were stupid, or because I didn't know every single piece of lore there was to know about Godzilla. I know you're gonna find toxic people everywhere you go, but I just want people to use their brains and to have some self-awareness when they're calling other people brain dead, while also exactly acting like that. If you're going to come on here with your melodramatic comments about how a YouTuber is so-called grifting because they don't agree with you, I want you to sit down and think real long and hard about why you feel that way, and then I want you to pick up a dictionary and actually look up the words before you use them, because it's not that deep. As much as we can come together and be hyped over games or find cathartic camaraderie over making fun of stupid decisions that studios are making over games and entertainment in general, we should also be tethered to the real world enough to not completely lose our identities when someone doesn't validate us because they don't like what we like, or because we don't fit into the same box that they do. That's crazy behavior. That's insane. People are still gonna call people whatever. I know, it's the internet, right? But if you think that coming out on here and calling me names is gonna make me change my opinion, you're in for a rude awakening. From when I was little, maybe that's why I'm a loner, I will speak my fucking mind. There was a time when I was really shy and I would just let shit happen to me and not speak up about things. I mean, maybe that comes from my home life because my mom would beat the shit out of me. I'm not that little girl anymore. I'm gonna be honest, whether you like me or not. I'm going to be my authentic self, whether you accept me or not. I don't need you to accept me or like me for me to function in the real world. And I sure as shit, I'm not gonna cower and tuck my tail between my crotch because some grandpa on the internet called me a grifter. If you think the digital version of shame on you for disappointing me is gonna make me change my mind, let me just let you know right now you're wasting your fucking time. And if you really care about people listening to your opinion, maybe come at it from a better angle than being condescending and lecturing, because not everything is about you. I didn't like the Witcher 4 trailer, and I still don't fucking like the trailer. Boo-hoo, what now, bitch? You said I'm a grifter? Okay, you know what? If that makes you sleep better at night, for me to accept that, sure, I'm a grifter. Go ahead. Call me a Nazi too. And all the other names you want to call me. What now? Yes, I'm all those things. What now? What exactly did that change? Not a damn thing. Miss me with that shit. I partially grew up in New York. I did a lot of my growing up in New York. As a matter of fact, once I moved from my country, and as much as I would never want to live in Brooklyn again, I do appreciate it for hardening me enough to not be so fucking sensitive that when someone calls me a name, that's going to make me completely change my entire identity and opinion to please the 6 people on the internet that are mad that I dare to disagree with their take.
The word grifter. You know what the word grifter is to me? It's about the same as the word racist. Here's why. Is a channel that you don't like a grifter? No, it's not what it means. Someone that is boring and dull and has shit content. Are they a grifter? No. You're no better than these lefty wackos that, I don't agree with you. You're a white supremacist racist. I don't like you, so you're a racist. You have a different opinion than I do. You are a white supremacist racist. Well, it's the same thing that, I'm sorry, 90% of you hate channels, it's everyone's a grifter. No. Look up the word, see what it means, and please, use it correctly. Just because you don't like someone or you find them annoying or irritating does not make them a grifter. Call them an asshole, call them boring, call them whatever, but everyone, that's right, everyone is not indeed a grifter. So stop. I'm so tired of hearing that word all the time for everybody. Everybody. And they say I cuss too much because I don't have a vocabulary. Well, some of you people out there, you need to actually use your vocabulary. You have it, but everyone that you disagree with is not a grifter. Learn what it means. And if they are a grifter and they're grifting or whatever you want to call it, if that's what they're doing, they're scamming and grifting and do whatever, fine. But just because you find them annoying or you don't like them doesn't mean they're a grifter. The word is played out, overused. So find something else.